Imagine this. You are the richest empire in the world. Every year, ships loaded with gold and silver dock at your ports. Your palaces shine, your armies march across continents, and your kings believe they were chosen by God. And yet, you go bankrupt. People are starving, cities are decaying, soldiers are unpaid, and the wealthiest empire in history collapses under its own weight. How is that possible? How does a state with so much money go broke? Was it destroyed by enemies, crushed by war, or was the real cause something very different? This is the story of an empire that did not fall by the sword, but by economics. Let's go back to the 1500s. Spain had just unified. The Catholic monarchs had ended centuries of internal conflict and expelled the Moors from the Iberian Peninsula. For the first time, the country stood under a single crown. At that exact moment, a door opened that would change the course of history. Christopher Columbus sailed west and reached the New World. This discovery did not just reshape geography, it transformed economics, power, and the very idea of empire. From Mexico to Peru, vast territories fell under Spanish control. The Aztecs, the Incas, and civilizations that had accumulated wealth for centuries were conquered. Silver, especially from the mines of Potosi, poured out of the ground in unimaginable quantities. Gold was stripped from temples, melted down, and turned into coins. Every year, massive treasure fleets crossed the Atlantic and returned to Spain. When these ships entered port, crowds filled the streets. Seville glittered like the financial capital of the world. Everyone believed they were getting rich, but almost no one asked the most important question. Was this wealth actually making Spain strong? Because gold did not create production in Spain. Factories were not built. Technology did not advance. New economic systems or trade structures were not developed. The gold arrived, and it was spent. It went to palaces, luxury, extravagance, endless wars, and above all, debt. Spain was wealthy, but it was not productive. It had money, but it did not have a resilient economy. Agriculture declined. Why work the land when ships full of silver could buy everything? Craftsmen abandoned their trades. Merchants stopped building new markets and simply waited for the treasure fleets. Slowly, society became dependent. Gold replaced work. The consequences were inevitable. Inflation exploded. There was too much money in circulation and not enough goods. Bread became expensive. Meat turned into a luxury. Clothing, weapons, tools, everything rose sharply in price. Gold did not enrich the population. It made them poorer. Spain could no longer sustain itself. Grain was imported from France, weapons from Italy, textiles from the Netherlands. Every coin Spain spent strengthened another country. The more Spain spent, the stronger its rivals became. Across Europe, a saying began to circulate. Spain is rich only as long as the ships keep coming. When fleets were delayed by storms or attacked by pirates, the economy froze. Markets collapsed. Merchants went bankrupt, and even the richest king in the world could not pay his debts. Spain had confused treasure with wealth, and the mistake did not stop there. Gold gave the monarchy a false sense of confidence. They believed they could buy anything: wars, armies, victories. Spain went to war simultaneously against France, the Ottoman Empire, England, and the Dutch. Every cannon, every ship, every soldier consumed enormous amounts of money. The Spanish Armada was the greatest navy the world had ever seen, but when it sailed against England, it fought not only enemies but nature itself. Storms shattered the fleet, and with it sank the myth of Spanish invincibility. This should have been the moment to learn. Instead, Spain doubled down. More wars, more borrowing, more spending. The kings mortgaged the future, relying heavily on foreign bankers. Within just 1 century, Spain declared bankruptcy 4 times. The richest empire on earth officially defaulted again and again. Gold continued to arrive from the New World, but the moment it reached Spain, it flowed straight into the hands of German bankers, Dutch merchants, and Italian financiers. Spain was no longer an empire. It had become a delivery system. The greatest irony was this: Spain's enemies were building their futures with Spanish silver. England and the Netherlands used that wealth to build banks, stock exchanges, trading companies, and naval power. Spain spent the gold, its rivals built systems. Spain ruled the past, while its competitors quietly constructed the future. Over time, Spain's power drained away. Colonies grew restless, rebellions spread, soldiers went unpaid. The empire that once ruled half the world could no longer effectively govern its own lands. Eventually, the truth became undeniable. Gold was not power. It was only a tool. Real power came from production, discipline, investment, and vision. Spain realized this far too late. In just over a century, the richest nation on earth became one of history's greatest economic warnings. Mountains of gold could not buy stability, prosperity, or a future. And this story does not belong only to the past. Even today, some economies chase easy money, debt, and rapid growth while real production falls behind and numbers on screens grow larger. History teaches us a simple lesson. Wealth and treasure are not the same thing. Spain's story reminds us that money without wisdom corrodes from within. So here is the question. Do you think there are countries today walking the same path Spain once did? Easy money or real production? Let's discuss it in the comments.